What is up, you guys? It is your host, Galadon. The season of updates is upon us, and first things first, I've got early, accurate, and detailed information for you guys, so make sure that you are subscribed to the channel, hit that sub button, turn on notifications, and you will be amongst the first to know about the details of Town Hall 12, and, like explained in today's video, how this update will affect everybody who plays Clash of Clans. So let's go over this huge list of balance changes coming to the game, starting out with the much anticipated, much requested change and buff to the way wall rings work. The much maligned trader wall ring is now only 100 gems per ring instead of 200 gems, but just as importantly, the value is being fixed. So now we are seeing a wall ring worth 1 million in resources. If the wall costs 3 million to upgrade, it's 3 wall rings, so on and so forth. Also, the trader will sell more wall rings at a time, but that still makes me think the trader is just like trying to sell me a sick donkey or something.
Hey, come here, I have a great deal for you.
I don't know, that's just what I imagine in my head he sounds like. Alright, moving on. We've got an increase in resource storages. At Town Hall 12, you will be able to store 12 million of each gold and elixir and 240,000 dark elixir. Now, get ready. Here comes the stuff that's going to affect everybody. Most everybody would love to see wall discounts, right? Yes, they are actually coming. This is going to surprise some people. First things first, I will tell you this. The level 12 walls don't get a discount, so don't worry if you were spending on those. You don't have to rage. But here is the list from level 5 up to level 11. Significant discounts, especially levels 10 and 11, seeing 1 million each in resources reduced from the cost of walls. This all kind of along the same line of what you're going to see for the rest of this episode, kind of making it a little bit easier to upgrade your way to Town Hall 12 in Clash of Clans. And as you're looting, as you're farming, you're going to want to store it. And where is the safest place to store it? That's right, the treasury. A bigger treasury for everybody. Town Halls 5 and up, you can just pick yours right here. I won't read them all out. I'm kind of going to do this with a few other lists that show up in today's episode, so you're free to pause the video or read, find your exact Town Hall level, and see how it is going to affect you and change your life. It's not a significant change, but it does allow for a little bit more security when you're trying to save up resources for those really big upgrades. Alright, now, speaking of saving up resources, what better way to get more resources than to have a larger star bonus? Yes, star bonuses, quote, drastically increased, end quote. So again, check your league or whatever league you're aiming for and notice that the bonuses for the stars significantly, drastically, okay, I'll stick with drastically. They said drastically. We'll go with drastically increased. So more loot coming your way for raiding. And how about this? How about more loot coming your way for wars? That is right. War loot has been increased as well. The percentage all the way across the board, winning from 600 to 700%, draws from 240 to 350%, and even when you lose, it's been raised from 180 to 300%. That is a huge increase right there. Even when you lose a war, you're gaining lots of resources. All right, let's get into the spell changes. This one I've been waiting for forever. Honestly, the most neglected spell in the game, the lightning spell. I've always loved a good lightning spell, and remember, each lightning spell has 6 strikes per level, and there are the increases in per strike. So a huge increase to the power behind the lightning spell. Get ready, we are going to see those in the game once again. And how about freeze spells? This is a monstrous change. The housing space has been cut in half, you guys, as have the cost, time to train, donation cost, but duration has also been decreased. So is it 50% of the time that it used to be? I don't know exactly what the length of time the freeze spell will work, but sometimes when you just need that clutch freeze, maybe to stop a single target inferno, now you've got it for only 1 housing space cost. The next spell seeing changes is a favorite of some in the war community, the Clone spell. The housing space reduced by 25% to 3, and with it, commensurate changes to the training cost and time, 25%, but the duplicated housing space also reduced by 25%. Now this next one is perhaps one of the biggest changes we're going to see. There it is. Yes, all available buildings must be placed before upgrading to the next town hall level. Could this be the end of engineering? We have to wait and see, but from now on, in order to go to the next town hall level, you must have at least built the level 1 version of every building available to that current town hall that you're in. Just like the picture shows, you can't go until you've built everything. Now, you don't have to upgrade it all the way, so maybe that's going to leave the door open for some engineering. I will let you guys discuss that one down in the comments, the ramifications of a change like this. Also, just so you know, if you have a current town hall that doesn't have all of the required buildings, as it stands right now, there is no change. You won't be forced to upgrade. You won't be forced to build those structures. But of course, you won't be able to upgrade to the next town hall until you have all of the previous town hall's structures completed. So it sounds a little bit complicated, but it's really not. It's not going to dramatically affect anybody that's already out there, just future upgrades. All right, next up, we've got changes to existing structures. Check it out as Archer Towers get a nerf. Level 12, 13, and 14 all seeing damage reductions. Next up, the Inferno Towers. Was that recent nerf too much? Apparently so, because single and multi-mode damage increased. Level 4 from 54 to 58. Level 5 from 64 to 70. Inferno Towers regaining a little bit of that fire that they once had. Next up, the Bomb Tower is seeing changes. There it is, level 5, getting a little bit extra damage. Level 6, also seeing a small damage boost. These numbers may seem insignificant to you guys, but when you pair this with one-shotting versus two-shotting certain troops, it can make a huge difference in an attack. And speaking of huge, our golems are no longer receiving triple damage from the Eagle Artillery. That could possibly help bring back golems to attacks. I like it. I've always been a big fan of the golem. And this one could affect our queen walking friends. The healer seeing a nerf. So the level 4 healer, 71 down to 65 in healing. And level 5 down to 80 from 90. Could that be enough to change the meta as far as queen walks? We'll just have to wait and see. Also, now the miners are getting faster. They're getting faster in speed, and they're also getting faster in the time that it takes for them to surface and submerge. That time cut in half, so maybe miners coming back. Giants also getting a buff in hit points. Again, not significant percentage-wise, but when you think about how many shots it's going to take from, say, an archer tower, a wizard tower, anything like that, to a giant, that could be, can I say it? A giant change in hit points? Oh, I know you want to say bye-bye to that pun, but that's because bowlers are also being nerfed. You are seeing a slight DPS decrease at levels 1, 2, and 3 to your bowling friend, so those balls won't quite do the damage that they did before this Town Hall 12 update drops. All right, a couple of really significant troop changes. I love this one, the P.E.K.K.A.s. Not only are they getting more hit points at levels 5 and 6, but check out the decrease in training costs. Across the board, the P.E.K.K.A. is going to become hugely more affordable as a unit to train. Could you see P.E.K.K.A.s in farming armies? I hope so. The P.E.K.K.A. has long been my favorite troop in Clash of Clans, and I'm happy to see her much more affordable for every player at every level. And the Dragons! Dragons also getting a buff in hit points and a huge reduction in their training costs. So P.E.K.K.A.s and Dragons, I'm waiting for somebody to come up with an attack that uses both, but you will be saving a lot of elixir when you train up either one of those units. Next up, the the Witch. I didn't leak anything. The Witch. She is seeing changes. Level 1, she is getting more hit points, more DPS, and an extra skeleton. Level 2, more hit points and more DPS. And at level 3, more hit points and more DPS. But she's losing one of those skeletons down to 4 from 5. And last but not least, the Builder base seeing changes. 4 new wall segments for Builder Hall 8, 20 new pieces. And this one's a little bit sad as a lot of players just about to get their Super P.E.K.K.A. maxed out. The death damage is going to be decreased all the way across the board for the Super P.E.K.K.A. But let me know what you guys think. I know this is a ton to digest. Don't feel bad if you want to go back and watch the video 2, 3, 4, 500, 600 times. I won't stop you. In fact, I'll thank you so much. Hey, let me know how many times you watch it in the comments down below. Have a great day. Subscribe. Make every attack a full attack. And come back again tomorrow for more full repetitive attacks.
What the heck, man?